Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everyone? This is your teacher Shai, and I'm welcoming you to my vlog. So, since face-to-face classes have already started, and I know as a student you are very excited because you're going to come back to your own different schools. And if you were in school, there are lots of activities and events. So if there are activities and events, there are always competition. And if there is competition, we sometimes cannot avoid biases. So for your additional learnings, my vlog for today is all about biases. First, let's define what is bias. Take note that bias is a tendency to lean on a certain direction, either in favor of or against a particular one thing, person, or group compared to another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. Most of the time, biases come from cultural contexts. Biases may develop towards or against an individual, an ethnic group, a sexual or gender identity, a natural viewpoint, or not having an open mind. Biases can come from many forms and is related to prejudice and intuition. And here are some examples of bias. Our first example is in other Christian sectors, the preacher's position is only given to males and not to females. Why do you think it is an example of bias? It is an example of bias because in other Christian sectors, they didn't give an equal treatment to those females who wants to be a preacher. They only give the preacher's positions to those who are males. So it is one of example of unfairness. Let's have our second example. Sectarian schools only accept students who shares the same religious beliefs. So why it is an example of bias? This second example is an example of bias because it is unfair for those students that had different religion who wanted to enroll on a sectarian school because they only accept those students who have the same beliefs as they are. And for our last example, some churches didn't accept women who wear pants instead of skirts and dresses during their church services. It is an example of bias because it is unfair for those women who are not comfortable of wearing dresses and skirt during church services. And those are examples of bias.
And now, let's have some activities. What you're going to do is to analyze the given scenarios. Identify whether it is bias or not. Are you ready? Let's start with number 1. A manager consistently praises an employee for their strong communication skills. It is bias or not? The answer is not. It is because it doesn't show unfairness. How about number 2? A hiring manager unfairly attributing value to a candidate because they went to a certain school. Bias or not? The answer is bias because it shows unfairness. How about number 3? A famous university allows students to enroll even if they have different religions. It is bias or not? The answer is not. Very good, because it doesn't show unfairness. Job well done, students!
So before we end our vlog for today about bias, let's have some short recap.
Take note that bias can be leaned in two directions, either favor or unfavor of certain things or person, that can be resulted to unfairness.
That's all for today. I hope you learned something about our topic, which is bias. And for more videos, don't forget to like, share, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Again, this is your teacher Shai, and goodbye!